paint mine over here too. So you can start whenever you want. No, you do yours. I'm going to do mine today. Well, I can help you add paint or something, but you know how to go out of this.
We're live, guys.
Hi. Welcome, everybody, to the studio. I'm David Austin with DavidAustinGallery.com. We're going to paint with Hugo a little bit today. And that's my lovely wife, Kristen, in the background. Both of our sitters that are normally here on a Saturday, neither are available because of the holidays and the spring break and all that kind of stuff. But so today we're going to do under 15-minute painting. I'm going to do it on this one here, this 24 by 24 inch piece. Hugo's going to paint over here with me on this side, so he's going to do his thing too. We're going to just see how it goes. But this does highlight the issue of, you know, what do you do when you've got your family and the sitters are gone and you're all locked in and things? Well, it's hard to create. Sometimes you have to join them and they become part of that process. But I think embracing that sometimes and going with it is important. You know, like helping them open the lids up on things. But we're using tempera paint from Sargent Art over here. Thank you very much, Sargent Art, even though we buy this directly from the stores. We go through a lot of it. Please, it's good product. We've tried a lot of tempera paint. He uses a lot of it too. Part of his experimentation is the science of it. What I'm going to do over here is basically a squeegee technique, and we're going to see what comes out of it. It's kind of fun to do it this way. I'm going to lay down some texture real quick, and I'm going to try to do this under 15 minutes today and see what we come up with. I think it might be kind of fun. And it's going to be a challenge because I'm over here also opening and closing containers.
There we go.
So I have some heavy body gesso here that I'm going to start with. And I thought I was set up fairly well, but I guess I'm not. So I'm going to make some texture in the middle of it. And that seems like an odd thing to do maybe when you're doing a swipe painting like this and pulling, you know, it's kind of like Gerhard Richter's work. Definitely a lot of us in our era are influenced by that, right? I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, you can't. Anytime you pick up something like this, you're going, oh, Gerhard Richter.
Can't help it.
He's not the only one, though, that did that. A lot of others. He just happened to be one of them that made it really famous. Kind of like Pollock with this, you know, with his
drip painting.
Yeah, drip painting. There were a lot of other people doing it. He just happened to take it to that next stage. And thank God for his long-suffering wife there.
Oh, Lee Krasner, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise he would have never made the success he did. And then, of course, Peggy Guggenheim. So I'm just doing some textured work here as a beginner. You're going to keep track of this time for us today, right, babe?
Oh, crap, am I?
Yeah. So we're going to keep this 15 minutes.
So, let's see. All right.
Okay, what do you got over here? Some yellow. Ooh, you got the gold and yellow. Here you go. Gold, yellow, green. So I'm going to load up in different places now. I've got this texture here, and one of the things I like to do is add a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of color in there. Over the top of this is a acrylic paint that's been watered down, and also some other kinds of substances in it. Meaning it has some of the acrylic medium in it. That way, the adhesion properties are still pretty strong there. And this is Amsterdam acrylic, and I'm working really fast today because I wasn't kidding. I'm going to try and do this in 15 minutes with my son right next to me.
I'm going to go move the linen out from underneath him.
Okay.
That is a large pile of paint.
Oh, that's a large pile of paint, yeah. Sure,
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, that's for some big 8-foot paintings that we have going on.
Let's not sacrifice the linen.
No, not that. Put some of this. Really, this is a thin down gesso over here. I'm going to put some of that in there. Whoa, look at that.
Wow. You are making brown, yeah.
And when you do a swipe, there's always a lot of extra paint at the bottom. And so I'll have oftentimes several different palettes or papers, or not palettes, but surfaces. See, I'm going so fast today. It's lightning fast painting here in the show. A little purple mixed in.
The white is a heavy body gesso.
And then we've got the regular gesso there. There's some bright green from Winsor Newton. Thank you very much. We're going to get some pink, some hot pink.
That's Amsterdam.
This is Amsterdam color right here. Some hot pink. We're going to get that in a couple spots. That. And then we get little turquoise. I'm telling you, we're throwing everything I got at this one today. Everything's going into it. I have some idea of what it might look when we're doing this. On the other hand, it's kind of an adventure. That's one of the fun things about doing it in this way. It really is an adventure when you're doing it too. And I want to get some Amsterdam metallic gold. Their metallics are really amazing. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Yeah. Do you want to turn it?
You want me to turn it for you? Or are you happy there?
I'm happy to.
Okay.
So we got a lot of gold in there. Sure. I got plenty of time. And some of you know
11 minutes remaining.
11 minutes remaining. Okay, we're doing really well. And so now I'm going to do a little underpainting here too with some tempera paint sticks. And just do some of this. Some of this will show up, some of it won't. This is a metallic tempera paint, and this is from Sargent Art again. They don't actually sponsor me, but I would be happy to accept that. We go through so much paint with, because the tempera is pretty safe to use, you know, with the kiddo, versus the acrylics.
What are you doing there, Hugo?
I'm
That's a giant pile of paint.
Oh my gosh.
doing experiment.
Oh, experiments.
I like that.
Want to use some white in there too? You should put that up and around there. Okay, so we got some more on there, some more
Then
paint.
I'm
I
making
feel like we need a little bit more gesso or something in there. So I'm going to pour a little bit more from my gesso here. And that's going to get pulled down with this too.
It got
Australia today. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Sydney.
Let's put a little bit of chalk, some charcoal in there. And we'll come back with some of this mark making afterwards too. This is just a big mess at the moment. And I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to try this big draw with this right down there.
Oh, here we go. Here's the money shot.
So I'm going to start up here. I'm going to try and load my squeegee up here. And then I'm going to try and do a single pull down it and see what happens, okay? I'm going to actually pull this, because I'm going to have a lot of excess paint, so I'm going to pull this up through here. Okay, you got a shot, my love?
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
tonight.
You're going to watch, for sure. We're just going to pull
I know how
lightly
to do it.
down through here.
You do know how to do that, Hugo.
Yeah, and
Using
I want to do it.
Buttery, that is.
Using my whole body to pull. As I come down, there's going to be a lot of paint left over. That's why I say I often work with bigger or multiple pieces. Check that out. Now I got a lot down here, and I will work with that after we're done with this, because there's a lot left. But at the same time, I can come back in and I could do a cross pull the other direction. It's pretty nice.
Give the YouTube viewers a
Really lightly pulling it across. And then we can do it again. We can pick up some more of that. We can do a cross this way. Just rotating it through. Okay. Using one tool right now, this one big draw piece. You want to use it on yours? Okay. Tell you what, we'll do that. Come right up here. Can you reach it up there? Angle it down like that. Nice and light.
Wow.
Cool.
The color, Hugo.
So now we've got this nice piece that's all kind of swiped. And sometimes if it's pulled right, you can say, hey, I'm done. Other times you might want to work it a little bit more. And there's a number of ways that you can do that. And I like to clean up the edges a little bit. You can come in with a charcoal, or you can come in with other knives and you can sgraffito into it. But one of the interesting things, because of the different, is I've created some cells in here too, from the different types of paint viscosities. It's creating some really beautiful cells in there too. So now I'm going to kind of come in, and just swipe through there and create some more action painting going on. It's really nice. And here's a mistake a lot of us that are mixed media artists, is we run the risk of trying to do too much on one piece. And I am so guilty of that. And that's one of the reasons my work often ends up looking like Maximus. You want to try that with the paint on it? Turn it over the other way. There's your paint side. There you go.
Hi YouTube, I see you guys there. If you have any questions, anybody?
So now we've got some nice, really nice effects happening here. Now I could come back in with something else and create some more effects. I can come back with this blue, for example, and I can kind of come in through here and do a nice little splatter and swipe, gently pulling some of the paint up as I go. Oh my goodness. I know, look at this mess. Isn't that great?
Do you want some paper towel, Hugo, or are you okay?
I'm okay.
Now I think I'm going to come in and I'll just do a little bit of...
He is using paint and charcoal today.
Now some gesturals as we go through. I'm going to define some areas.
Rarely uses anything oil-based because they take too long to dry.
Yeah, I don't have really a lot of patience for oil.
Usually David has like 3 or 4 paintings going at the same time, so the extra color usually goes on to another painting, but we did not have time for that today.
No, we have a very short time frame.
Yes, that is paint mixed in the water cup because he wastes nothing. It's his dirty brush cup.
Yeah. I can't even find a paper towel today. So we have our open house today, our Saturday, third Saturday open house from 1 to 4 if you're in the Duluth area, Duluth, Minnesota. And this is a really nice piece already. I like this piece already. I could leave it just where this is and let it dry and then go back in with the acrylic markers or even charcoal or pastels over the top of this and continue to develop this after it sets up. Because the paint changes and evolves as it dries when you're doing this wet on wet type of technique. And so that's one of the reasons I love to do it though too, because it's exciting to watch paint dry. So
I often joke that if we have a best-selling YouTube channel, we just made it like paint drying.
Paint dry, watching paint dry. What do you got there? You got some white?
We are on every Saturday journaling, and you're welcome to join us. If you want to go to our Instagram channel, all of these for the last 2 years are cataloged there.
And then YouTube has a little bit different content on there a lot of times, so you can check that out too. The TikTok has some really fun stuff on there as well. But that's basically, we just did a painting in under 15. That might
You
be
have
under
4
10.
minutes left.
4 minutes left, but I think that's good. One of the things I like to do, though, and you saw a little bit of that, is I love to work with these pastels. I've got the Rembrandt pastels from Royal Talons, and these are just really beautiful. Oh, yeah, please don't splatter it. Well, that's added to it for sure. So keep your splatters to yourself there, buddy. So, and that's one of the issues when you're working with some, another artist next to you is sometimes you have some interchange of colors.
Well, when David's mom would paint, she traveled with a tarp.
Yes.
Because she was notoriously
messy. And my dear mother there, I think I'm going to probably have to move this away from him if I want any hope of it staying
intact. Do you want me to put it back here on the top?
No, that's all right. We'll leave it over there. I think it'll be okay. So that's basically how we're working, but I like to work in sometimes after the fact with the pastels too. You did? Look at that. So anyway, that's an under 15-minute painting. So
anybody have any questions before we leave?
Before we leave, I might work with this a little more after we go, but he's not done. But he's that's the longest you've painted in a while. So we're gonna have some fun a little bit longer here before our open house, and I really appreciate you joining us. You can check us out on YouTube. DavidAustinGallery.com has links to all the social media, and you can see some of the longer ones. We really appreciate it.
And the paintings for purchase.
And of course, we're always grateful to sell. Hugo, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See y'all. Bye-bye.
We need wet wipes.
Yep, 1 moment, and I will get you wet wipes.
I got you. Start with this.
14 minutes, 13 seconds.